of all, I don't know even if electoral politics is, because out of 49 elections, he's lost 39 and he lost his own seat in Amethi. But let me make a fundamental point here. The three ideas on which this entire Bharat Jodo Yatra is being projected is that there's economic problems. We used to be a fragile economy. Today, we've overtaken UK, almost as if to say that the day we are going to leave past the Rajpath and we are walking on Kartavya Path, we have also left behind UK in the fastest and largest growing economy in the world, 5th largest. Secondly, they say that there is Hindu-Muslim divide. The Congress has been responsible for the biggest riots, including Delhi, Delhi, Ashimpura, Bhagalpur, Meerut, Malyana, Mumbai riots, etc. throughout this history of this country, and also they continue to give us riots in Rajasthan, which they have no answers for. And thirdly, they talk about the centralization of power, which this is evident in their own party, which has no internal loktantra or accountability. Just to one last point, look at Ghulam Nabi Azad's questions and letters. The facts that he's raised, that there is no internal democracy, that there is remote control system, that there are no internal elections. And mind you, Mr. Karti Chidambaram is wrong on facts. We have had elections. In the last 24 years, we've had 7 presidents, all elected, including Mr. Nadda. Their entire process is under Article 19.
What he means is that you need a consensus behind a name before that election takes place.
One second. There are many times, Shivani, that the President of India may be unanimously elected, but that's still an election. But there is an election process in our party which is completed at all levels, mandal, booth, and also the state levels.
I'm giving you the final word. The problem is that none of this is new. The attacks from the Congress are not new against the BJP. What the BJP is countering, Parivar Jodo, etc. None of this is new. I'm just wondering what's new before 2024.
See, Shivani, I'd be a little reluctant to be cynical on day one of the Yatra. I think it's a good move. People, at least they're trying to mobilize, gather energy around it. It's all fine. But where we all remain skeptical is the consistency and follow through. I was personally quite excited when I saw that Udaipur Chintan Shivir.
Yes.
But thereafter you saw how everything fizzled out. They formed 2 committees and other things. I'm very right in saying that, this kind of preempts whether Rahul Gandhi gets elected or doesn't get elected, the whole election process. Even after this, even if some new person is elected, Rahul Gandhi will continue to hog the limelight. So all these are issues. And, if as a Congress spokesperson, I would have been little more circumspect in sticking my neck out and saying Rahul Gandhi will be on this Yatra for the next 150 days. We don't know where he'll be, whether he'll be able to go through the Padayatra. So I would hold my cards there. But otherwise, it's a good beginning. What Karti Chidambaram
maybe he'll pass on the baton quite literally on the street as the relay Yatra takes on to the next president. Who knows? That will be good optics.
I hope it doesn't become Bharat Jodo for Rahul before he finishes Bharat Jodo, because he has a habit of Bharat Chodo and going.
Okay, Rashid Kadwai, final 30 seconds to you. Do you believe that this is indeed the precipice of a revival for the Congress party, or is it too early to say that?
I think it's very early. As you have said, Yatra will continue, criticism will continue, but I think Rahul Gandhi has understood that there is no point in becoming Congress president or continuing, because country would look for a national alternative, whether it's in 2024 or beyond, and so he's positioning himself for that kind of role.
But what does that role mean, Rashid Kadwai? I'm not understanding.
Because you see, if you go a yatra, you talk, you pass through so many districts and states and all, you are able to communicate.
But is Rahul the most able communicator the Congress party has got? I mean, to be honest, his communication skills have also come under question, Sanjay Jha, over the past 8-10 years.
Shivani, you're raising a very pertinent point. I believe Rahul Gandhi has an opportunity of a lifetime to actually completely change the game, but he has to be prepared for it. I just believe that political communication is an art, and you need to really be very well rehearsed with what you're going to talk. I mean, look at Shehzad. I mean, he's somebody on the opposite side of the fence. He comes with his scripted lines, but he makes for very entertaining television. So I do believe that at the end of the day, Rahul needs to leverage these platforms. Politics is about using every minute space, which is why I kind of agree with you when you are feeling a little miffed with what the Congress spokesperson said, because the whole game is about creating value with each and every second you have. And Rahul has 150 days, and he can actually make quips. He has to go beyond Twitter. He can give sound bites. He can hold a press conference. He can actually create events during this campaign. Therefore, I believe the Congress has a platform and an option. Will it leverage it? That's $1 million question.
Okay, we'll leave it at that
May I
$1
have a
million
last
question.
word?
Shehzad
My
wants to
script-
respond
my
to your
script-
compliment. I have 10 seconds
My
only.
scripted lines are much better than Congress's political choreography that is so stale that nobody, including congressmen who are suspended, perhaps in logic or in status, want to buy it anymore.
Okay, I was hoping we could leave at a
I will
cordial
let that-
note.
I'll let that fly. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was hoping we
should.
could leave at a cordial note, but I do thank all of you for joining us. Shehzad is continuing with us because the next big